Welcome to Matters of the Heart and Soul podcast. My name is Janie, Charlot, your host, and this is
Russell Bruce,
my co-host. So, happy Thanksgiving weekend.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. We hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving and that you had some time with your family to be in gratitude, because that's what it's all about. This episode of Matters of the Heart and Soul podcast is about getting into alignment. And I think it's such a great time right now to talk about alignment, considering how we have seen 2020 unfolds and how it was revealed to us, and we're getting into a new year. And so alignment is really, really important to talk about. So what is alignment? What's alignment to you, Russell?
I would say alignment for me would be when you get that perfect balance of mind, body, and soul. And, because a lot of times you see, people, and sometimes I've been there, like where you're one-sided, where you're just heavy on working out and you're getting your body fit or whatever, but mentally you're not feeling, 100% on your game, or your spiritual development is lacking or whatever. Or it could be somebody that's, just purely spiritual, but, they eat bad and their health is out of line. So, that balance of having, everything together and being on top of your game to where the magic happens.
Yeah, I totally agree. Alignment is having the heart and mind in complete alignment. So your heart has a lot to do with your feelings and emotions, and your mind has a lot to do with your thoughts. So it is aligning your heart, how you feel, with how you are thinking, because if your thoughts are saying one thing and your emotions are saying something else, you are not in alignment. You're going in two different directions. And you could also think of alignment as being in complete balance with your core frequency and energy. And if we think about everything under the sun, everything has to be balanced. We walk around with a certain core temperature. So if our temperature go too high, then we sweat to cool off. If we get too cold, then we have to warm up. So everything has like a perfect alignment. And sometimes you can be completely out of alignment.
Yeah, just like a car could be out of alignment. It's pulling to the left or
exactly
pulling to the right. And you constantly have to have your hand on the wheel because you don't know which direction your car is going to go. You want to get it into alignment to where it kind of stays on course and keeps you going straight.
Yeah. So that's alignment. All right. What are we getting in alignment with?
And, a lot of us say the universe, because it's the most grandiose or the biggest thing that we can see in the physical reality. We say God, God in spirit is everywhere and everything. So when we say the universe, you just want to be aligned with the universe and your purpose in which we were actually created. Like, for example, you look at a bird, the bird just goes about its business. It flies, it reproduces, it builds nests. It didn't go to a university for it. It was built to do that. So it's in line with the natural law in which it was created.
That's
fish
good.
is in the water. The fish is not walking up out of the water trying to act like it's human or ride a bicycle. It's being a fish.
That's really good. Yeah. You're in alignment with your natural energy and vibration and the natural thing that you truly want to do. You're not hiding how you truly feel. You're not hiding the life you really want to live. That everything in you is saying, this is me, but you're not doing it. It's like you're just resisting it. So it's a universe, God, whatever you want to call it. And in that case, then why should we seek alignment?
Once again, so that, we were created for a reason, just like the bird and the fish and everything else that's in God's creation. We are like many gods. We were created in the image of God to express godliness, right? To be blessings to one another. But I think ultimately is to find our purpose. Like, you know, who are you and why are you here and what are you supposed to be doing?
And did you mention to maximize your potential in getting there?
Definitely to maximize your potential, because you know you have people, for the most part, a lot of people just exist. You know, they're just here. They think they you know, just here to get up, to drive their car, go to work, come home, watch television, eat, go to sleep, repeat, repeat, repeat. But life is so much more than that. And I think people deep down inside, they seek more, but, you know, they may not know what they're seeking or why they're seeking it.
Mm-hmm. And I would say it's you want to seek alignment because then you are in the flow. You're not going against the flow. It's kind of like if you're in traffic, you want to go with the flow of traffic. You don't want to go against the traffic, so you have to pull over on the side, let another car come, and you're weaving in and out of traffic. It's going to take you forever to get there. But if you are flowing with the traffic and everybody's flowing, you're going to get there faster. So it allows you to flow. It also allows you the I guess the power to know that you are co-creating your own reality. You are actually in control. Like, things aren't just happening to you. When you are in alignment, whoa, it's like blessings and miracles, and it's synchronicities. You feel good because everything's flowing. Like, the things I want is coming to me. It's coming to me. And we're going to get into what it feels like when you are in alignment and when you're not, because the feeling is different. But you want to seek that alignment because, again, like Russell said, it maximizes your potential to seek your purpose and to get there faster.
And to live life more abundantly and at a higher level.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, how do we know we are in alignment? What are some key signs?
Some of the things, like I just said, like synchronicity. Like there's a book. What's the name of that book? Oh gosh, going blank real quick. But anyway, it talked about how, you know, during this period of time, based upon like ancient texts and scripture, that we would go through this period where we would start to see more things that people refer to as coincidence, but there's really no thing as coincident. There's synchronicities. And it's like when you become more in tune, you know, like the bird gets that feeling that it's time to fly south, you know, because winter's about to come, etc., because they're in a line with the electromagnetic pull of the earth. And these synchronicities where you start to, you know, you think about somebody and they call you, or, you know, you're on social media and you hadn't seen or talked to somebody in a while, and you run across their page, and next thing you know, they inbox you or they call you. So that's a synchronicity. Like, I was born on 11/11. I just had a birthday recently, but it's like I tend to see 11/11 pop up a lot, or 111. A car ride by me when I'm having a deep thought or contemplating something or trying to figure out, you know, what I should do about it. And all of a sudden, a car rides by me and their license tag has 111 or 11/11 in it. Or, you know, once again, or you look at the clock and it's 11/11. Mm-hmm. Things of that nature tend to happen when you start to get more in line with your purpose in nature.
Yeah, so you could say they're like miracles, signs, and wonders, blessings, because you'll start to connect the fact that, whoa, I was just thinking that, and now it's here. It's like physical. I've manifested it, and it's happening. So, and you know, it almost seems and feels supernatural, but that's the universe giving you a sign. Hey, you're in the flow of things.
Exactly, and miracles begin to happen. There are things that just start happening that you're like, whoa. Mm-hmm. You know, it's something that you may have always wanted, or you had on your vision board, or, you know, or it's just a thought or a feeling that you had deep down inside, and you may not even have shared it with anybody, and you see it come into fruition. And it's because you start to become more in line with it. You start you know, not only thinking about it, you start to become a little bit more proactive because the information is coming to you. You might pick up a book and just stick your thumb in there and you're on a page just giving you information that's aligned with something that you're trying to accomplish, and it gives you the answer. Or you talk to somebody, maybe a stranger just walking through the mall or whatever, and you just so happen to have a quick 2-second conversation with them, and they might say 2 or 3 words just tied to your purpose.
Yeah. So that synchronicity and the signs is a really good sign that you are in alignment. Another good sign is that your energy, you're inspired, and you have that flow coming constantly. You're in the flow of things. It's like you could wake up and you have just inspiration to do whatever it is that you want to do, to say whatever it is that you want to say, and it just keeps coming. There's an energy, and you're not getting this energy from anyone else. It is coming from the universe because you're in the flow of the thing that you're trying to get to. So the energy, the passion, the inspiration, you feel it, you're energized, you're on high and everybody else is not. And you're like, what's wrong with everybody else? I'm good.
You start to become weird.
You're in the flow. You're like, you're rolling, and it feels amazing because you're creating that energy yourself. You don't have to get it from another source, or you don't have to have somebody to make you feel a certain way. It's like, whoa, this is the things that I'm getting, and I can feel that energy, that passion, that inspiration coming in.
That is so true.
Yeah.
You wake up and you go to sleep in that particular energy.
Yeah.
And like I was saying earlier is, you know, when you have the mind, body, and soul balance, like where you have your time balance, like you're not overworking, you know, you're getting proper sleep, you're getting proper rest, your body's functioning at a high level, you know, you're reading, you're building your mental, you know, you're searching for deeper spiritual meaning to life, things of that nature. And when you have all of that in balance, you tend to be more confident, you tend to be healthier, you know, you tend to speak, you know, more positive things in not only your life, your family's life, you know, but into other people's lives, and you start to become more of a blessing than a hindrance.
Yeah.
Less judgmental as well.
Yes, because you're in observation mode. You are not just reacting to everything around you. You are actually observing and then giving good responses, not reacting, but responding. And that is a difference. So you're in observation mode. You could observe what's happening because you know you're in tune with what it feels like to be in the flow, in alignment. So observation mode is really good too.
Another thing is you tend to be more grateful. Like you had mentioned that, you know, this is the season of Thanksgiving, you know, regardless of what the actual holiday is for. I think most people would agree on one thing. It's a time to spend that time with family, loved ones, and, you know, even if you're not verbal about it, think about the things that you're thankful for and that you have gratitude for, because, you know, those are the things that actually open up for more blessings. Because if you're not thankful for what you have, you know, why should you be trusted to receive more?
Yeah. And that alignment in gratitude is all the time. Like, you're not waiting for Thanksgiving to be thankful. You are thankful when you wake up in the morning for the sun rising and shining on your face. You are thankful for the trees. You are thankful for the air that you're breathing. You are thankful for the bare minimum, because you realize that you are not controlling this. There is a bigger force outside of you that is doing all of that.
Yeah, and you're thankful that those things are in alignment with what they were created and intended.
Yes, because you are now aligned with that nature. Now you're aligned with all of that. And that's the access that we have. Like, there's infinite access to all of that.
Yeah, and I think when we do get in alignment with these things, with nature, things tend to go in your favor. Like we did the one podcast on universal law, and and that supersedes, say, religious belief, like fundamental religious belief. I think everything's rooted in that universal law and principle. Things like reciprocity, and like even here on Earth, the law of gravity. Like if you jump off the building, you're gonna crash to the ground because gravity exists. It doesn't exist because of a religious belief or whatever. It's the law of nature.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Another one I want to add is you're in alignment when you are in the present moment, and you can hear the whispers and the small nudges of the intuition that you're supposed to get and make the next move. You're not concerned too far in the future. You're not concerned about your past. That's over. We had a conversation the other day. We were saying that the past, you only have a memory because you remember it, and we have access to all of the past, the present, and the future. And so you have a memory only because you remember it. But if I did something yesterday and I could not remember it, it wouldn't matter.
That's so true.
It would not matter how devastating it was to me. It's only devastating because I remember it. So you're in the present moment. When you're in the present moment, you can hear the nudges, you can hear the whispers, you can listen to your intuition. Hey, make this right turn, get off this highway. Okay, I just missed the accident. You will hear the whispers, and you're every day you're walking in intuition.
Yeah, and like you just said, it's like something may occur, and you may, like, say for example, traffic.
Mm-hmm.
You may jump on the highway and there's traffic, and you're like, gosh, here goes traffic again, or whatever. But it may have been a situation where if there wasn't any traffic, you would have probably had an accident or whatever. So a lot of times things aren't happening to you, they're happening for you.
Yes, exactly. That is.
So it's like, and also it's like following that internal GPS, like how you were saying, you kind of feel your way through things, and you listen to that whisper, because God, the universe, whispers, until you start disobeying the law or the principle, and sooner or later you get the brick upside your head. But the universe whispers. So it's like that internal GPS, I like to call it, that God positioning system that's guiding you, that guides most animals out here, like cats and dogs, tend to, and other animals live on this higher dimension. Like they're like fourth, fifth dimensional beings. Like they could hear and see and feel things that we can't hear, see, and feel, only because we've shut off our system. We tend to have been indoctrinated and miseducated with a lot of things where we don't feel and use that internal instinct to guide us. So it's almost like, you're driving on that dark, foggy day, and you could only really see what's immediate up in front of you. But in the GPS, you're headed towards your destination, and that's where that faith comes in, and that internal godly instinct comes in to continue to move. And as you continue to move forward, you could see more.
Yeah. You're not in resistance. You're just going with the flow. You're okay with that. You're not trying to force something to be. You're not trying to force something into existence, because you realize that however it works out is the perfect way for it to work out. Because you know that if you force it, then you have just created your reality that maybe shouldn't have been there, because we all create our own reality. So you're not in resistance. You're just, okay, I said, universe, hey, this is what I need. And then you see something come to you, but you're like, oh, no, I don't want that. You're resisting the very thing that you're asking for. And people do it all the time.
Blocking their blessings.
There you go.
Blocking their blessings. So another thing would be, seeking liberty and justice for all. It's like wanting for your brother and sister what you want for yourself. So,
yeah,
it's all about you seeing
the oneness.
Yeah, the oneness. And, like what we're doing here, we try to share, like the love, knowledge, and information, and allow it to flow out to the world and share, because we want other people to feel the joy and the abundance, and seeking out like the miracles, because it's like you should expect them. That's our birthright.
Yep. All right, so let's talk about what it feels like when you are not in alignment.
It's almost like when you were talking about traffic, going with the flow, trying to turn around and ride the opposite way during the traffic jam.
Yeah, so you could be in alignment, and then, all of a sudden you've noticed, whoa, I'm just having a bad week, and your bad week turns into a bad month, and you're on this trend of just bad luck. Nothing is going right. Something goes wrong at work. Your kids are crazy. Your relationship is on the brinks. Everything is just like chaotic. So sometimes that's because you're no longer in alignment. And it could be as simple as you're having a negative thought. And as soon as you turn that thought around, everything turns around. It could be as simple as a thought, but it could be as big as, your medical issues, and then that you really need to focus in and turn that around. So it could be as small as a simple thought, but your inspiration is gone, your energy is gone, you're tired. It could show up anything that's out of balance. Anything that is out of balance could be out of alignment.
And that's why it's important to have consistency and repetition. Even when things are going good, continue to build on the mind, body, and soul. Like, every day we should wake up, listen to things that are inspirational. Before you go on social media and turn on CNN or Fox or whatever, you should put positive, inspiring things in your mind and your heart to get that energy up. Listen to good, positive music about love, hope, and enjoy, those type of things, and build your spirit up and keep that energy up. I would like to see like an energy meter, like, people have low energy and high energy, almost like a fuel gauge. And, like if you wake up and you start looking at negative things on social media, like somebody just passed, or, somebody's having a negative thought about something and they're trying to get your opinion, or people going back and forth about things they have no control over. And those
thoughts are going to attract to you because you're having the same thoughts, and then all day long, that's the type of energy or out of alignment that you'll experience, and it doesn't feel good, and you'll know it. Because another thing is, when something is no longer serving you and you try to hold on to it, and you're going against it, the universe is saying, let it go, it's over, let it go, but you're trying to hold on to it. You're going to start to build resistance, and now you're out of alignment.
That's true.
Yeah.
And you can't be afraid of letting go of things that no longer serve you, because the universe, there's the law of divine compensation. We constantly gain and lose things, but when you're in alignment, the right things come into your life, the right people, divine relationships, like you always say, like whether it's a lover, a spouse, or a friendship, or a business partner, or whatever. You don't just want anybody. You want somebody that's divine, like that they're on the same wavelength and they have the same goals and purpose and inspiration as you, so that you could be on one accord, and you're working for similar goals. Like, for example, like a lot of law firms or things like that, where they look for partners, they tend to look for people whose personal life is somewhat stable. Like I always mention, I have a lot of friends. Most of them are amazing fathers, something that the media will never show you. But to me, that means a lot, because it's like, if they have children and they have no allegiance to their flesh and blood, they're not going to have any allegiance to me. So I would be fooling myself. So,
That's
those are the things. Yeah, those are the things I tend to look for.
Yeah. What else? Or when you're out of alignment. Like we said, anything out of alignment.
Bad luck.
Yeah, it could show up in so many different ways. It could show up physically, mentally, or spiritually, but you don't feel good. You don't have that inspiration. You don't have that passion. You don't have that energy. You don't have that drive to go. Sometimes, you know, you're like, let's go, let's go. It feels good outside. The sun is out. This energy is amazing. As you could tell, like, this is our energy. This is what we like to do. So we're always excited to do this stuff, because we're in the flow when we do that. So when you're out of alignment, you'll feel it, you'll know it. Things it's not working out. And sometimes you're holding on to things and it's time to let it go, because the universe is trying to put you in alignment. And you have to sometimes let that happen. And I think we've seen a lot of that this year unfold.
Exactly. And
yeah.
2020 is a great purge.
Yep.
And, you know, you see a lot of, you know, because it's like we've lived in this duality, this nature of duality, like good and bad, up and down, left and right, and everything is coming to a head right now.
Yeah.
So you see this old Assyrian drama playing out where, you know, good versus evil. So that's why you see all the protests.
Yep.
You know,
where things might have served this earth years and years ago, but now we're seeing that things are changing because there's a new alignment, and we have to align, because it's nature. We have to get in alignment with what the earth is trying to do as well. So, and that requires us purging. Yeah.
You know, and things are cyclical in nature. Like
yep.
The whole thing about, you know, it says in scripture, you know, and this is not only in the Bible, this is all kind of ancient texts that predate the Bible and everything else, you know, in science as well. So if you look at how time is calculated, this is all cyclical in nature, and it's all happened before. So the whole thing about global warming is not new. You know, if people go back and they look at these stories of these lost continents and things of that nature, which we think are mythology, there's a lot of truth in these stories, and we could see where all this played out before. But we have some people who tend to try to fight nature.
And you
Good
can't.
luck, 'cause you can't.
And just think about it. On average, as human beings, as mankind, we live, let's just say 100 years. This universe have been around for like
Billions of years.
Billions and billions of years. So it's like we're limited. Even with all that we think we have, technology and government and this and that, we're so limited. So limited.
Yeah, and that power is, you know, and just like at a smaller level, you only have the power that's perceived that someone's giving you, and 9 times out of 10 it's temporary.
Exactly.
And we're about to see that, because the time is up. It's time to get in alignment.
And we mean that all in a positive way.
Yeah.
You know, that's all in a positive way, but it is time to get in alignment.
Because there's a way out. Is getting in alignment with nature. You can't fight nature.
Yeah, it's time.
Nature's self-healing, self-correcting. No matter what we do to try to get out of alignment, it will beat you back into shape one way or another.
Yep. All right. Any last closing remarks?
You know, once again, it's like we're living in the most pivotal time in human history, believe it or not, and it's a time of great purge. Like
yes.
The earth is shaking off the things that doesn't serve it, and it might include some of us. So
yep.
It's time to get our energy right. It's time to spread love, good vibes, energy.
Let what no longer served you, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. If it's trying to go, let it go. Surrender to it. There's something else coming for you. I mean, that's fact. It's the law of nature.
Turn on your GPS, that God positioning system, and get in alignment with nature, and
go within.
Whether you call it God's law, universal law, whatever your religious or spiritual beliefs, get in alignment.
Yep. All right, guys. So this has been another episode of Matters of the Heart and Soul podcast. My name is Janie Charlot. This is Russell Bruce. We just finished talking about getting into alignment. Matters of the Heart and Soul podcast is inspired by love, God, relationships, spirituality, justice, culture, personal growth, energy and vibrations, universal principles, health, education, music, feminine and masculine energy, and all things of the heart and soul. So we appreciate you guys. Please like, subscribe to our podcast, and we will catch you guys next time.
Peace,
Take
love,
care.
and light.